and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. One guy, okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Allen going to throw. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And a first and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line.
Brandon, that's the third time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them. But the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate one fumble, twos, oh, my goodness, three or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
Second and goal from inside the 5. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Bengals have widened the gap now to 50 points. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Now Hardy on the return, taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Buffalo set to get the football back here. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. And he coughed it up, and the Bengals grab it. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And the Bengals are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Here's Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Bengals take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. They'll try and throw for it. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Escaping the pressure right. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase there to make the grab. And the Bengals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for two here. They'll let Mixon try and run it in. That's going to be a loss of 15 yards on the play.
That makes no sense. You've got to understand your situations. You're in a goal-to-go situation, and instead you're dancing around, and instead of staying at least where you were, you end up losing yards for your team.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Now Hardy on the return. This taken in. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery. Cincinnati touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. Two quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
It'll be a loss of 15 on the play.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now the Bills offense back onto the field. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now they set up the screen. And the ball is knocked out. Does the big boy have the juice? And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard. They run it again with Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. Throw on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. They were caught in no man's land that time, but the decision to go for it, that was the right one. It's a 1st down.
And they were right in that gray area on the edge of long field goal range, maybe too short to punt it. So the defense probably was expecting this was a possibility.
They should have been, and in most cases, what you do on defense, they call punt safe. In other words, you leave your defense on the field, prepare for them to possibly go for it, and then you just have a little bit different responsibilities. You're not really trying to get a big return. You just want to make sure you get the ball back. But they fell asleep at the switch.
Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a first. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Bengals grab it. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here. 1st and 10 at their own 22. And can you believe it? It's a 2nd safety in this ball game. Well, Charles, I've heard of backing up to avoid the rush. I think this takes that to a whole new level.
And not upper level either.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20. Punter on to try and get some hang time here. Taking it about, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Gun.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And can you believe it? It's a 2nd safety in this ball game. Oh, my. All I can say is that baby might have just set the game of football back 40 years. Maybe 50, maybe 60.
Let's just go for 70. Just keep going.
The game never started.
Because there's no way I can analyze that. There's just no way.
That's pulled in at the 32. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
And a chance to make this a double whammy as they start this drive already in great field position.
Yeah, a couple of really good punches, don't you think? I mean, bam, bam, and be able to lay in another one. That's exactly what they're looking for. What a great start for them.
Like a prize fighter.
I love it.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Allen. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there. On 2nd and a long way to go. Burrow. And he's going to go down again. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th. Oh, now backing up, and he's out of the end zone. The referee was right there to call it, and that is a safety. Well, Charles, I've heard of backing up to avoid the rush. I think this takes that to a whole new level.
And not upper level either.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Taken in at the 22. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the 2 points always stings, but they can put this in the end zone. You could make it a 2-score swing.
That stinging is probably that shot you take to the body. But now they can hit them in the chin with a big one, can't they? I mean, they can come right up and smack them and really create a great advantage for themselves.
An opportunity to take advantage. We'll see if they do just that. Allen off the play fake. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Allen. And that is incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line.
And from the shotgun, he'll throw. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Play action. It's Burrow. Oh, now backing up, and he's out of the end zone. The referee was right there to call it, and that is a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations? In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is taken at the 15. And here come the Bills. So the safety, obviously a big play, but now the offense, maybe they feel pressure to score when the defense is doing something like that.
And it's good pressure because they put them in a nice spot now, having scored the points on defense, turn the ball back over to them. You're right, there's pressure to score, but they feel good about their chances.
That's good. They like that pressure.
Sam Hubbard picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Here we go. Hey, we got to go score.
Burrow on play action. Touchdown! Jamar Chase on the touchdown throw from Joe Burrow. And the Bengals take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And oh, deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On second down, Cook. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Third down, here's a run by Cook. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
Here's Sam Martin now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. Here's Jones. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Gun. Dot.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Oh, he's going to take this out of the back of the end zone. And that's going to be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So roughing the passer here, even though said passer wasn't a quarterback.
And this is a call, partner, I think you might see once a decade or so.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
108 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment defense.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. Allen now on third and goal. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. Fourth down. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. One-sided affair. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth. Now Allen, got to have this one. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Khalil Shakir there to make the grab. And the Bills get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Third time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Bengals. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at
Here we go.
You just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming. And that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Burrow will throw, rolling to his right. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Bills going to take over again on offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
This now a 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. Room past the 35. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Now Allen. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Defense.
Come on, man. Come on.
Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time, and you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get
Allen hit. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Sliding out of the pocket. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. He's still on his feet. T. Higgins.
Whoa!
It still won't go down. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
T. Higgins,
72 yards.
and And the Bengals continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the fourth. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was
Stephon Diggs. A big play here for Buffalo. 43 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball.
And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the second time.
You're right about.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
10 yards on the touchdown pass.
And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And McPherson on for the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only one play to score it.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
And the Bills getting set to go.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on. Game plan actually worked, but overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble. Operating from the gun, Allen. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Bengals grab it. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line, that's where they'll take over. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Nice move at the 40. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his... And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. Past the 20. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Burrow now off the bootleg. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase on the touchdown throw from Joe Burrow. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control.
That's a good read of the situation by a quarterback. It's a sprint out to the flat, so after he fakes the handoff, he's going to give the impression this is going to be thrown to the back. Instead, he goes to the next level, and it pays off with a touchdown.
Good job.
Burrow and the Bengals offense staying put. They'll go for two here.
They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Now Hardy on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bills ready to take over. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Logan Wilson getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on third and long.
Back to throw. Allen. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return is Jones. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Anytime that ball comes to me, oh, man. Oh, yeah.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still first down.